Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Sashay with Barry. I am here talking about RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, Episode 10, Social Media Kings into Drag Queens, or something like that. I don't even know the official title, but it's something like that. It is the Makeover Challenge. Sorry it has taken me so long to recap this episode, but I had some very negative feelings after the elimination, and I didn't want this whole video to be kind of a downer. I'm still not happy about it. I've tried to process it over the last week and a half, but it just made me angry. But here I am. Like I said, I have the Oh Jesus Gross shirt on, and I'm wearing, if you watch Untucked, this is one of Monique's wigs. It is also, this is actually my wig. It is kind of a clown wig. I don't know how long it's going to stay on my head because I'm sitting here sweating in it and it is gross. And when I take this off, my hair is going to look a hot mess, but you will have to deal with it. I'll try to fix it, but that's the way it is. If you want to follow me on the social medias, I am at Facebook and Twitter at BHBrown. That's BHBROWN13. I am on Instagram, which is where I post most of my stuff, which is The Real Barry Brown. The Real, TheReal, BARRYBROWN. And you can follow me there. I have some exciting things coming up that I'll talk about at the end of this episode, so stay tuned and you can hear more. And you will want to follow me on those social medias because there will be lots of posts about it. But let's talk about this episode. I'm not going to talk really much in depth about it, other than I enjoyed the episode. I love the makeover challenges every season. I wasn't excited about the social media people coming on. But I get why they were there because it will boost, watchers, I guess. I don't, of the 6 of them, I knew 3-ish. I've never watched anything that they've done. And one I didn't even know was a social media person. And that is Frankie Grande. I just thought he was a reality person, and I know that he's done some Broadway stuff. But I didn't know that he was actually a social media person and has the YouTube channel. Tyler Oakley, I know of, never watched his YouTube channel, and Kingsley I've seen. He does some, he hosts some things for Logo and maybe VH1 as well, in the past, so I know of him, but again, I don't know him. Oh, look at that hair right there. This is one ratty ass wig, everyone. And that is why Monet owns it. But let's talk about it. The funniest thing from the after elimination was Aquaria kind of going in about how she didn't think that a double save was necessary. And I agree with her. I didn't think it was necessary either. I knew one was going to be happening at some point in the season. At first I thought it was going to be Dusty Ray and Monet's, and then I thought it was Mayhem and Monet's, and then I thought it was the Vixen and Asia, and now it was Eureka and Cameron. It was the funniest thing for me was when Asia said, when they were talking about how they did the splits at the same time, and Asia said, well, it was kind of the point of the song where you would do a split. The end. It made me laugh, and she called them out, and she was right. But that's fine. She's also said someone was skating along. There's been a lot of speculation about who that is. I just assumed it was Cameron. I know that she's won a challenge. I don't necessarily think she should have won that challenge, but she did. But other people are saying that it might have been Cracker that she was talking about, trying to bring that shadiness back into it. I don't think so, but you never know. That's the way it is. Eureka wants Cracker and Aquaria to lip sync. I think she just wants them to be in the bottom. I don't know why, other than she is bitter that they haven't been, and she's been there twice already. And so maybe it's time for her to go home. Our mini challenge is trade. We are going to be monitoring. No, that was totally the wrong word. Sorry. We are going to be trying to sell the fragrance trade. They have to do it as boys. Cameron came out in her lumberjack realness with her deep voice. She wanted to take off her shirt, of course. I have a lot of issues with this Cameron person because I think she's a complete phony. She talks about how she wants her drag to be hyper feminine, but because she likes to wear sequins and sparkly and flowy and whatever, but she refuses to cover up her tattoos, which makes her a little more masculine already. And she kind of perpetuates this whole toxic masculinity thing with her Instagram. I'm sure you all looked at it. It is just shirtless photos of her, sometimes in her underwear, but 99% shirtless or at the gym or something, and that just feeds right back into that toxic masculinity that she wants to supposedly tear down. So I don't buy it, girl. Yeah, I didn't like it. Her trade was good. She probably should have won the mini challenge. It was built for her. But usually when they're built for you, you don't win because they expect a lot more from you. Aquaria came out as some little Guido with his pencil mustache. She kind of looked like John Waters, which was entertaining for me. I didn't hate it. Monet is Randy the Lumberjack, and she was a hot mess. But it made me laugh. Okay, I'm taking this wig off because it's already coming off my head. See? Mess of hair, mess of hair, mess of hair, because it's all sweaty now. But there I am. So Monet made me laugh. I love that she couldn't stop popping her hip like a lady. And Ru called her out on it, and it was funny. Eureka came out as BJ, which stands for being a jokester. I'm sorry, but he looked like so many different things. People said he looked like John Candy, which he does kind of. I immediately thought of Eugene from The Walking Dead. And if you don't know who that is, just Google Eugene Walking Dead and a picture will come up and you'll be like, oh my god, that's Eureka. And she was funny. I will not deny that she was funny. Cracker came out as maybe a construction worker. I'm not exactly sure what it was. Hold on, let me get to the picture and I will look at it and see. No, I think she might just be trash, which is kind of trade, I guess. Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't like it. She is a weird looking, skinny, gross boy. In this picture, she's not really in person, but in this photo she is. Asia came out as a mechanic and is a big girl. She didn't get any kind of masculinity to her until she licked her lips, which Ru told her to do. And everyone went crazy for it. Eureka wins. Okay, fine. She was fine. I'm not going to dispute it. Of them, she probably should have won. And she's going to assign the pairings for the makeover. That maxi challenge, like I said, is social media kings into queens. Tyler Oakley is assigned to Monet, and she is going to be called Shortchange. Chester C is assigned to Ms. Cracker, and she's going to be Ms. Cookie. Kingsley is assigned to Aquaria, and she is Capricorn, which might be the worst name ever, but I get it, that they were trying to match up the zodiac signs again. Anthony Padilla is with Cameron, and is going to be Kelly Michaels. Raymond Braun is with Asia, and is going to be America O'Hara. And Frankie Grande is with Eureka, and is going to be Eureka. There was a lot going on. There was a lot of workroom talk, and I'm assuming that's because the social media ladies were there. They have big fan bases, so they wanted to get them their airtime so that people will watch the show. It is very smart. RuPaul, if you want to do a makeover challenge with unknown YouTube stars, I'm right here. Everyone feel free to submit me. I am happy to do it. I would love to be on the show. I would love to get a makeover. And I would be a fierce queen. Amen. Not really. I'd probably be a terrible one. I'd probably fall down in my heels. I'd look like my mother. I don't know. All these crazy things would be going on in my head. But I would have a lot of fun and a lot of great memories. So feel free to submit me, everyone. So Tyler said that this was on his bucket list of things he wanted to do. He's never performed in drag. He's had his face done, but never walked in heels. Anthony thinks Latrice is one of his favorite queens from the show, and I agree. She is also one of mine, and she likes the way that Latrice makes him feel because she is a good queen and a nice queen, and her shade is out of humor, not out of bitterness. He picked this hideous sequin jacket to strut around in, and now Asia has to make another one, so there's going to be 2 of those gross things out there. Chester is a straight man. Oh, we always throw in some straight men. And his ex used to love the show. He's never really watched it. But he's here to be educated. They have a discussion about tucking. And Cracker wants to be ambassador for everyone. Ambassador for drag to everyone. And she succeeds on this very much so. Frankie Grande is annoying. Still is annoying to me. I don't like him. He played a woman in a show called Pageant, which was terrible. I did see it. He was on Big Brother. He's already gonna write a brother. Blah 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 blah. I think he's a half brother, not a full brother. And he would have liked to compete on Drag Race, but doesn't know how to do his own makeup or so. And the way Eureka made him look, he probably could have done his makeup better. Anthony is also straight, and his girlfriend loves the show. This is where Cameron talks about being hyper feminine, and they are very awkward together and have zero chemistry. Cameron brings up that she doesn't like working with straight people, she doesn't like talking to straight people because it just reminds her of being bullied as a child, and I call bullshit. I'm not doubting that she was bullied. I was bullied as a child, but Cameron can pass as a straight man, so I don't know how she was bullied for that. I know that she is from Tennessee, so it is a very different place to live. I'm also from Indiana. I am super feminine, and I was teased growing up, probably since the 5th grade is when I can remember back to being called names for the first time. But, that's the way it is. But I think this was just an excuse, because he was worried about the challenge and not bonding with his partner, and it was just awkward. Yeah, no more excuses. You're there to win. You're there to play. Do the game. If you can't do it, get out. Rue comes around, and we have a lot of chat. Like I said, they are milking this social media kings portion of the show. First, she goes up to Chester and says that he won't need no padding because he got a big ass. And Cracker says that they talked about the pairings, and Cracker said that Eureka picked the only person in drag, so it would be easy for her. And that would be Frankie Grande, and she was right. Chester is afraid of walking in heels. He said that's the only thing he's really afraid of. And then we got a big commercial for Dear Evan Hansen. Shout out to Dear Evan Hansen. And Ben Platt was super excited and tweeted all about it, and it was very funny. And then it ended with saying that Cracker and Chester would spit on each other's face, and that's kind of hot. Not really. I'm not into that. I'm not into that, but it made me laugh. Tyler thinks that drag and being a social media person is very similar because you have to play a bunch of characters and connect with people, and that is true. You have to connect with people. Tyler also has a fat ass. At one point, I understand what Monet was saying, but she said that both of them were going to be New York, that we're both New Yorkers, and Tyler's like, I'm from LA. But I think she meant that both of their characters were going to be New Yorkers. She just didn't explain it that way, but it was funny, made me laugh. And she's going to wear big hair today. Anthony is very excited. That's what he said. Cameron thinks that she talked to him about everything he needed to know for drag. She doesn't remember, and Rue asked if he was in a coma, and it was funny. He's going to be Kelly, the girl in school that everyone hates, yes, and talk like this, yes, Kelly. I will say that Kelly has 1,000% more personality than Cameron does. So, good luck to her. Raymond wants to encourage people to do something for the world. I like that. I'm glad that that's what he's doing. I've never watched him. I don't even know what his social media is. I think he's a comedian, but who knows. We get a little lesson about wearing vinyl shoes. Asia calls them acrylic, and says that all new queens should wear them because they are expandable. She even said that you heat them up with a blow dryer and they expand, and they won't hurt your feet. And that is a nice tip to learn. I also have vinyl shoes. It is true. Frankie is the most excited she's ever been. Yes! Queen work! Yes! I can't stand Frankie Grande so much. Eureka's going to make sure that his body is proportionized out of her mind. I like that she brought proportionizing back in. She is making it work. She's going to give Frankie a baby loaf and wants to live up to fans' expectations. No, that was him. Frankie wants to live up to fans' expectations. I don't know. I have no expectations. I don't know if he really has fans. I'm sure he does. But I don't like him. Kingsley has a fear of doing drag and exuding the confidence that a drag queen has. And that is a true thing. I feel bad for him. But I think that Kingsley could possibly play RuPaul in that Hulu show that is being created about Ru starting out in drag in the 80s. I think he could be the spitting image of her if done up properly. He's a gorgeous, gorgeous man and a beautiful queen once he gets into his thing. I loved that Aquaria said the only verse she is Versace. It is one of the most clever things that she's ever said, and made me like her even more. In addition to doing the makeovers, they have to do a family DIY video to Ru's song, Charisma, Uniqueness, Nerve, and Talent. I'll talk about that later, and it was bad. On Elimination Day, everyone is shaving. Camera has secluded herself to a separate area because she likes to be alone. Everyone's having fun, but she needs to focus. Focus, Cameron. It didn't work because your makeover was terrible. Kingsley says that he's getting scared. Tyler has body issues. Cracker had the best moment of the show. When she finished Ms. Cookie's makeup and just lit up as to being, it was the happiest she has ever been on Drag Race, and it made me happy. Just so you know, I saw Miss Cracker last Wednesday. I don't know, someday last Wednesday, I believe. Here in New York City, she did a one-woman show. If you go back one video, you can watch it. There is a little glitch in the middle of the video. Somehow my phone switched to slow-mo during one of the songs, and so it goes on for about 20 minutes in slow motion. But you can fast forward. There's a little note in there where it starts and where the slow-mo stops. I don't know what happened. I'm a bad videographer, or my phone is possessed, because this is not the first time it has messed up a video of mine. But that's that. So you can go back and watch her. But she was so happy with her makeover, and then Miss Cookie turned around and was stunning. She looked so good. It was Cracker's makeup. It was Cracker's hair. She had a different face structure, so she did look different, but the family resemblance was remarkable. So good, so good, so good. For the runway, the theme is drag family values. Why? Because we're doing a makeover. I will say that it did not, usually they have to make a drag daughter. This time it was just a family member. So some people made sisters, some people made daughters, I believe. Yeah, I think that's the way it worked. It was weird. I wish they would have just made one so that everyone could have played along at the same thing. But that's that. I hated Ru's dress. And her eyes were bananas this week. Her hair is always crazy because of the hairline. She has my hairline as a boy. And with her wig. And so it was just crazy. I hated this look. It was my least favorite of this season. I feel like she probably should have worn it next week when it is evil twin against good twin. I think it's your best self versus your evil twin. Because her dress was the mismatch. I think they just keep forgetting to tell her what challenge it is when she gets dressed. Who knows? Miles Heiser from 13 Reasons Why said, "I'm so excited to be here." And he said it just like that because that is the sound of his voice and it never changed. And that's I'm so excited to be here, Miles Heiser. Yes, I love 13 Reasons Why. It's a great show. But he was a terrible, terrible judge. Lizzo, Rue asked, "Girl, how you feeling?" And she sang for us. She's feeling good as hell. If you don't know, that is her song. Rue did the most amazing thing on this episode, and I videotaped it and I posted it. If you follow me, I'm gonna take a break because I forgot I started a fan page for Sashay Away with Barry on Facebook. You can go find it by searching Sashay Away with Barry, and you will find it. Like it, follow it. I post all kinds of things. I posted this video of Rue doing the whole Vanjie runway, and it is everything. It is so good. It is so everything. I go back and watch it all the time. And you should too. Sashay Away with Barry on Facebook. That was funny. Asia and America. Asia's goal was for America to outdo her on the runway. She could walk in the runway in heels, which was great, and she had a lot of fun. But let's talk about that outfit. I'm getting to it. I hate these jackets. It's very polarizing, I know, but I think they are ugly. I think they are made poorly. I think they are just scraps of fabric that she sewed or glued together. I would have been fine if they just wore the bodysuits underneath. But I hate these jackets. It is the only resemblance that they have, though, so I get why they wore them, other than the boots. The boots and the jacket are what match. The hair has nothing to do with each other. The makeup has nothing to do with each other. It's just bad. Bad, bad, bad. I might have put her in the bottom 3. That's how bad I didn't like it. Next is Euphorica and Eureka. Also terrible. This dress is ugly. She's worn this dress before. She had it and she made another one just for Euphorica. Euphorica's loaf is too big for her tiny little head. Her makeup looks like Cynthia Lee Fontaine. They essentially look nothing alike. Oh my god, Euphorica's hip pads are like at her knees. Everything is wrong. Wrong! Again, bottom 3. Aquaria and Capricia Corn. I didn't hate this as much as everyone else. And I'm not being biased. I actually didn't mind it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Capricia Corn looks gorgeous in her makeup. I love her hair. It's RuPaul's hairline. Again, this is why I said she could play RuPaul in that new Hulu series about RuPaul. I mean, the skirt is simple. It's nothing special, but it matches the jacket. I didn't mind it. This was the first time, though, that Aquaria really looked like Sharon Needles' makeup. I will say that. Even looking at this picture right now, I'm like, ooh, she really does look like Sharon Needles. So there's some drag resemblance there. But I didn't hate them. I didn't hate them at all. Next up is Cracker and Cookie, the clear winners of the challenge. And she was having so much fun on that stage. It was fantastic. The only thing I didn't like about this was Cracker's headpiece. It seemed unnecessary to me. But it's there. It's fine. It pulls the butterflies in. I kind of wish Cracker would have had a skirt on as well instead of just a bodysuit or something else, or cape maybe, something other than just a bodysuit. But they both look great. They really do. Monet and Short Change. I don't know why everyone hates this so much. I think they're cute. I think they're fun. They resemble each other enough. I mean, I don't know how much they have the same hair, it's just in different colors. They're wearing glasses, and Monet would not have worn glasses, but Tyler wears glasses, and apparently doesn't wear contacts, and so he needed his glasses for the runway, so Monet put on glasses. So I get that. I really actually liked it. I thought it was one of the better ones. Monet looked stunning in that hair. Um, yeah, I didn't, it wasn't bottom three. Certainly not bottom two. And finally, we have Cameron and Kelly. Oh, Kelly. Kelly can't walk in heels. And apparently, Cameron didn't make her try backstage because it seemed like it was the very first time she was walking in them. They look terrible. They look like sisters, I will say that. Um, but it's kind of like the evil twins. We'll see. Maybe next week Cameron will come out in the same thing and then dress in Kelly's outfit as the evil twin. That would be amazing because I don't get it. They don't resemble each other at all. These outfits are ugly. I know Cameron loves these jumpsuits. I wish she would cover that fucking chest tattoo at least once if you're going to be hyper feminine. I don't get it. Just putting on nails and a jumpsuit doesn't make you hyper feminine. It makes you look like a boy in a jumpsuit, which I have done many times, and I look like a boy in a jumpsuit. I don't get it. The DIY videos were stupid. I kind of wish they would have just had to lip sync to the song on the stage like they normally do because it was dumb. I mean, I know they did it because it was YouTube kind of related, but it didn't work. I didn't like it. Rue did say that the bitches are bringing it every week. Yes, queen. So I like that she is still encouraging them all, and I think she's very happy. This is the happiest I've ever seen her on the show, so that makes me happy, which means maybe she's leaving the show. Who knows? I'm not going to go through all of their talkings, other than Lizzo when she asked Kelly if she liked big girls. Yes. It made me laugh. It was very funny. And then Rue finished with, "You're all a bunch of whores." And she is correct. So we find out that Asia is safe. Eureka is safe. Again, those would have been my bottom. Cracker is the winner. Yes! She won a $2,000 gift card from Jane Doe Latex. And then Chester won a $2,000 gift card from Klein, Epstein, and Parker Suits. And then Rue said, if you want to swap those, you can talk to Miss Cracker. And I would kind of hope they did, because I would love to see Chester in some latex. Yes, queen. Cameron is up for elimination again this week. Aquaria is safe, although in the bottom three. And Monet is up for elimination. And Tyler said, that ain't right. And he was correct. It wasn't right. She was not in the bottom two. She wasn't in the bottom two. She wasn't even really in the bottom three. I probably would have put Asia and Eureka in there. But I don't run the show, and I'm not forcing who needs to be in the finale. Our lip sync is to Lizzo's Good as Hell. Yes. Monet performed this fucking song. She broke a light. She did some breakdancing. She did some twerking. She knew the words. She told a story. Cameron did a cartwheel. She did a hair toss to the left, a hair toss to the right, a body roll, some splits, a hair toss to the left, a hair toss to the right, a body roll. You know, wash, rinse, repeat. The same thing she did last week, only as an old woman. It was the same fucking lip sync. But she did know the words. Cameron gets to stay. I don't know. This was so overproduced. It was apparently in the storyline. It was Monet's turn to go home, and they were gonna make her go home no matter what, because she wasn't in the bottom. She wasn't the worst of the lip sync. It was wrong. See, I'm still angry, but I'm being polite about it. But Monet is going home, and she says, "Cha-ching, motherfuckers, cha-ching." Long live the fucking sponge. That's what I say. But it's so wrong. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Next week we have Evil Twins, the dark side biatch that oozes personality, with a special guest, Cheyenne Jackson. I don't believe he's a judge. I believe he's just a special guest. And the only judge that I saw is Lena Dunham. I know there's another one, but I don't know who it is. Feel free to post it down there. It's coming up this week anyway, so we will all know soon enough. Let's go quickly through Untucked. Ooh, my notes just scrolled away. Aquaria is disappointed that the judges didn't get it. I think she's more disappointed in herself, and feels bad for Kingsley, which is a great way to feel when you're doing a makeover. Cracker knows that she killed it and did hashtag House of Miz. So feel free to use that hashtag, House of Miz. But she also jokes that Cookie is probably going to win, not Cracker, because Cracker doesn't win. And that would have been funny if they did say that. Eureka is excited that Michelle loved her dresses, and then everyone else called them tacky and ugly. And it was funny. But Eureka defended them, claiming they were 90s glamour drag, blah, blah, blah. Again, you can clearly see who my favorites are. And then they ask who they think is the bottom. Asia thinks it's Aquaria, who is off already listening to her music. Cracker thinks Cameron. Cameron knows that she's going to lip sync. And Eureka wants her to turn it out so they can be in the top together. Because they are both from Tennessee and whatever. They don't really know each other. And then Cracker starts talking about Eureka being a giant mess. And you know what? Everyone is right. She said she had a scary face, her hips were at her thighs and were too wide, her tits were too big, her shoulders were enormous, and the loaf made her head look tiny. You have to co-sign all of that because it is all true. It's all true. If they weren't wearing the same dress, they probably would have been in the bottom. And it was an ugly dress. Aquaria stands by her choices, and Asia appreciates that. Cracker wants to help and support Monet. And Monet, Asia said a really crazy thing, and I was having a hard time following it, but she said that Monet has shocked her every week. I don't know why. Did she think Monet was a terrible drag queen? Apparently she did. But they're friends now. So hopefully they're like her. Eureka and Cameron are smoking. We did confirm that Cameron smokes this week. She's always gone out with Eureka, but she's never had a cigarette. This week she was smoking it up because I think she was worried. And Eureka starts complaining about that the girls always second guess her when she does well. But again, girl, you didn't really do that well this week. I hope you saw that when you watched the episode. And then she's like, well, I can't be friends with everyone. It was really weird. I think she first said, I didn't come here to be friends with people, and then she's sitting there with Cameron, who's supposedly her best friend, and she's like, well, I can't be friends with everyone. All right. Way to pull back, girl. You'll feel it. Your true colors may be showing just a little bit. So what? And then they talked about the pairings, and this is when the social media queens came back to them, and they said that it seemed to be perfect, but Eureka said that she was actually trying to make it harder, especially for Aquaria. And this is where Eureka's little bit of racistness comes out, because she gave Kingsley to Aquaria to set her up to fail, because she didn't think Aquaria would know how to paint for a black face. And Aquaria slayed the makeup. And so I appreciate that Eureka is trying to play the game, but that was some shady stuff. It was also weird that they didn't point out that, Monet also got a white woman and Asia got a white woman. I don't know if he's really white. He's maybe Mediterranean or something. Maybe Spanish. I don't know. So he had a little bit of color to his skin, but not nearly the color of Asia. And Asia did not paint well on him. So it was interesting that Eureka kind of made a little racist choice with her. But Aquaria doesn't blame her because she got in trouble last week for not being strategic. Eureka is bitter and resentful because the judges love Aquaria so much. She hates it. She hates that they love Aquaria. I don't know. Whatever. Sorry, Eureka, you're not gonna win. It's the way it is. Kingsley admits that she felt weird not being paired with a black queen. And it was weird. You would think that she would go to at least there was two of them to choose from, and she didn't give her either of them. But that was all part of Eureka's strategy, I guess. All right. Um, Cameron decides that she doesn't want to be in the bottom anymore. Good luck with that. And Monet worries about being in the bottom for the third time. There's only been one queen that has survived 3 lip syncs, and that is Miss Jujubee. No one else has been, but I think Monet should have been because her lip sync was better. Her lip sync against Mayhem was worse than her lip sync against Cameron, in my opinion, I think. Yeah, that was the Shania Twain song. Yeah, I thought her lip sync against Mayhem was worse than this one. And yet somehow she stayed on that one and not this one. So that was weird. But here's my love letter to Monet. I love Monet. She is a great performer. I look forward to seeing her many more times here in New York, as well as if she goes on tour with the group, and I'm sure she will. And she will probably be back for All Stars. And I hope she walks in to the workroom in a sponge dress. That's all. But she learned how strong she is. She is a fighter. Not a fighter like Vixen, but a fighter. She was touched that she got notes from all the queens. The sponge dress is going to go on tour, and it should. She put on her Bibi Zahara Benet hair with a dog bone in it. And then she put on this nasty old red wig that I took off. She just wanted to prove that her family, that she's good at what she does. And they put her on TV, so I think she has proved that she is a great queen. Her story is not done, and she left with dignity and grace, carrying her sponge dress and wearing her church lady hat. I love Monet. I'm going to miss her on the show. She was the talking head of the season, and now there is no one. It's going to be pretty boring. But we will be excited for another episode. We are going to go down to 4 queens this week. That is the top 4. And that leads me up to my exciting news. For those of you who do not know, I am going to the finale taping in LA. It is on June 8th. I will be there the whole weekend. It is LA Pride. I'm going to have a great, great time. Unfortunately, phones are not allowed into the theater because it is a television show. So I will not be having any footage from it, but I will have footage from the weekend. Hopefully I'm going to see some queens around town in LA. So there will be footage of that. And there will be a special episode about it that will air the day of the finale. So be prepared for that. I'm going to put it out after the finale airs, so I don't want to give away any information. It's just, that inside tea that I get from the show. I am going to be taking a little notepad with me to take notes during the show so that I don't forget anything about all the special performances that we get to see that you won't see. The filming takes about 8 hours, and so that will be fun. It'll be a long night, but it'll be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait to go. I leave Friday morning. The show taping it starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I will be there, and that will be a late night for me. But I am working on my outfit. I have 3 different choices that I'm going to be submitting to the fans to vote on. So if you go to my Instagram page, you will find it there. It's also going to be on the Sashay Away with Barry page on Facebook. So you can go there and vote and tell me which outfit I should wear. They are all uber fabulous. And the only thing the same about them is the fascinator and the shoes, just because I only have that to work with. But the 3 outfits are very different and very fun and very gay and glamorous. And I can't wait to go. So again, my social medias, if you want to look for those, are BHBrown, BHBROWN13 on Twitter and Facebook. I also have the Facebook page for Sashay Away with Barry. You can just search Sashay Away with Barry, and it should come up. And you can like that page, and it'll show up in your feed anytime I post something. This is my YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. If you subscribe, you get notifications every time I post something, which is quite a bit. Not really. Maybe once a week. Sometimes twice a week if I see a show. But there'll be lots of content coming up with the finale happening. I'm hoping to have a DragCon episode with some people that were at DragCon in LA. And what am I missing? Oh, my Instagram, which is The Real Barry Brown. TheRealBarryBrown. The Real Barry Brown. Again, it's so long because someone else had Barry Brown and I could not get it. So that's why it is The Real Barry Brown. So go on there, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Sashay Away with Barry on Facebook. Like and subscribe to my YouTube, share it with everyone you know, and we will see you in a few days for the penultimate episode, I think. No, it's not. There's more episodes than that, but it's going to drop us down to top 4, which is, I believe, where we're headed to finish the show. But thanks for watching, everyone. I will be back in a few days from sunny LA. Bye.